Welcome to my channel. My name is Amin and I will be presenting a series of lectures on digital forensics. At the end of the playlist, I will present potential exam style questions which you guys can all have a crack at. This is an introductory video regarding digital forensics, so let's get right into it. To gain an understanding of what digital forensics is, we need to understand what this actually means. Digital forensics can be defined as the process of determining past actions that have taken place on a computer system using computer forensic techniques. For example, if a crime was committed and data about that crime was stored on a USB device, you can use techniques such as autopsy and FTK imager to investigate the crime. I will give a demonstration of how to use these techniques in later videos. The process of how data is captured can be broken down into KIA, which is an acronym I use, which stands for Collection, Examination, Analysis and Reporting. This will be explained in detail as you go through the video. Now that we've got a brief understanding of what digital forensics is, you may wonder why digital forensics is so important. Digital forensics allows organizations to identify, collect, preserve, and analyze data to try and protect the integrity of the evidence collected so it could be used effectively in a legal case. For example, when a governing body collects data, it needs to be carried out following a process. One way to ensure the integrity of data, we can use hashing. This is a one-way function and cannot be converted back to the original text. The hash value can confirm if data has been tampered with or changed. Using the scene I have created, there are live running electronic devices such as laptops and smartphones, so therefore you can carry out live acquisition. As you cannot switch the devices off, there is a possibility a lot of valuable information could be discovered in a live system. Switching the electronic devices off could result in the loss of volatile data, such as running processes, network connections, and mounted file systems. Alternatively, evidence can be manipulated or deleted if the device is still running. Thus, tools such as Intella can be used to process and investigate emails, digital data, and smartphones. A different type of acquisition is static acquisition that can be conducted on hard drives, DVD-ROMs, USB drives, and smartphones to try and extract unaltered data from storage media. These types of storage media don't require power supply, but can be connected to a hardware-software write blocker in order to create the image and prevent any data from being written to the disk, allowing read access only. However, extracting data isn't as easy as it sounds, as data can be encrypted, thus it could be very time-consuming. Criminals could be aware and take the necessary precautions to erase valuable data. You will also need to consider the process used in order to extract data from a device so it can be admissible in court. When handling data, there are forensic requirements. Evidence needs to be claimed and not altered or substituted. Everything needs to be documented in a chain of custody. Roles need to be assigned so you can understand who did what. The results need to be reliable and repeatable. The findings you have achieved should be open to be challenged and receive criticism in court. When handling data, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. For example, not wearing the correct gear, such as barrier clothing, which help prevent direct contact between individuals working on a scene and the exhibits. Other examples include improper safeguarding evidence, allowing systems to change, the overwriting of data, inappropriate tools and assumptions, and cognitive bias. There are 4 ACPO principles which suggest guidelines for handling electronic evidence, and it is important that these are strictly adhered to when investigating computers or digital media. The first principle suggests that no law enforcement agency or agent should change data held on a computer or any storage media which could be potentially used in court. The second principle suggests if a person is required to access original data, then they must be competent to do so and give good justification and evidence explaining the relevance and the implications of their actions. The third principle suggests an audit trail or other records of all processes applied to a computer-based electronic evidence should be created and preserved. An independent third party should be able to examine those processes and achieve the same result. The final principle suggests that the person in charge of the investigation, which is the case officer, has the overall responsibility for ensuring that the law and these principles are all adhered to. As well as identifying direct evidence of a crime, digital forensics can be used to attribute evidence to specific suspects, confirm alibis or statements, determine intent, identify sources, for example in copyright cases, or authenticate documents. We are now at the end of this video, and I know I have thrown a lot of information at you guys despite this being the introduction video for digital forensics. Therefore, do not worry if you do not understand everything, as it will make more sense when you watch the rest of the playlist. Finally, I would like to thank you all for listening, and if you have any questions regarding anything, please drop a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible.